This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast for this Thursday, April 6, 2023. Just Charity today. Yeah, Mark Philman taking the day off. And rightly so, much to the relief, I think, of many of us. That not that we don't love seeing Mark and we don't appreciate all that he does around here, and he does do quite a bit. But after undertaking some oral surgery earlier this week, he had a tooth pulled on Wednesday. And I was shocked he was in here yesterday because visibly you could see the swelling on the one side of his face, and you could tell by the end of the show yesterday and then the podcast, really, he was not feeling the greatest. So I was not surprised when he contacted me yesterday and said, yeah, no, he was taking today. The swelling was getting worse. So he's okay. He just needs a break. He's got to stop talking for a few days. So he took today. Extra long weekend for Mark Philman, and good for him. It is the Easter long weekend, and we were talking about that this morning with Mark and Charity Mornings. Galaxy of Games focused in on how many chocolate bunnies are produced annually for Easter. Not just here in North America. North Americans, we consume 50% of all that's produced. But an actual number, we played the high-low game, and through the phone calls and narrowing it down by the millions, Randy Walker was our winner this morning, guessing that 90 million Easter bunnies, 90 million chocolate bunnies are produced every year for Easter. And as I said, 50% of those are consumed by North Americans. We love our chocolate bunnies. And 85% of us, here's a fun little fact, start with the ears. And then work our way down. What's your favorite Easter treat? We put it up on our socials. Would love to hear from you. Myself, I've kind of grown out of the Easter bunny. I remember as a kid, it was always exciting. And and I do get excited when I receive an Easter bunny now or a chocolate bunny, but not as the great big ones were always really great to get. Not so much now. I actually prefer the Cadbury mini eggs, which Marilyn and Shannon commented on our Facebook page that they enjoy too. So I'm with you guys. I'm with Shannon and Marilyn. The mini eggs is what I enjoy most. But some of the other top candies we do enjoy over Easter included Peeps. Surprisingly enough, they were at the top of the list, as were jelly beans, another big one. The non-candy treats that parents may want to keep in mind, we touched on, such as skipping ropes, chalk, bubbles, really spring activities. And I kind of did that with my own kids. I like that idea of, you got to include some treats, some of the sugar and the chocolate for them. But it was really an opportunity to kind of get them outdoors after being inside all winter. So quite often we'd kind of include some bubbles or sidewalk chalk. I know my kids this year, both into sports, so soccer balls and baseball gloves may also find their way into the Easter basket. So whatever it is that you put out, whatever it is that you enjoy over the Easter holiday weekend, kudos to you, and feel free to share again on our Facebook page. We'd love a little insight into your Easter holiday. So we talked about that this morning. We also touched on all the sports. Even with Mark away, I couldn't get away from it because it really intrigued me. This par 3 with the Masters in Augusta, Georgia. The Masters kickoff today. Tee time was actually, the first tee time of the first round was 8 o'clock this morning with Canadian Mike Weir. But yesterday they had their par 3 contest. And of course it was an opportunity for Mark and I to bet or to wager with each other how many hole-in-ones there would be. Now, he said there was always at least one, but we were pretty safe considering how many happened yesterday. Mark went with 3. I thought there might be 2. Seamus Power himself got 2 yesterday, back-to-back holes-in-one. Bubba Watson also had a hole-in-one, as did Tom Hoagie and defending champion Scottie Scheffler. So there were 5 hole-in-ones yesterday during the par 3 contest. And as one sportscaster pointed out, if that's any indication as to how this weekend's going to go, it's going to be an exciting weekend of golf. I may have to tune in. I don't like watching golf on TV, but it's kind of exciting. As I mentioned, Mike Weir was part of the first group to tee off this morning for round 1 to kick off the Masters, 8 o'clock. Tiger Woods teed off at 10:18. Defending champion again, Scottie Scheffler, was scheduled to tee off at 1:36. And my favorite, Rory McIlroy, he tees off at 1:48 this afternoon. So yeah, I might have to pay a little attention. It could be quite interesting this weekend because, of course, the LIV players are back playing. with the PGA players. Masters in Augusta off and running. And I'm sure Mark will be watching it as well. So there was the golf talk, but then we got into hockey. And it's going to be a very exciting weekend in Belleville for hockey. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm not sure what a lot of people are going to do because Trenton Golden Hawks kicked off round 3 of their playoffs in the OHJL against Wellington Dukes. Of course. So we've got the Dukes and the G-Hawks. Game 1 last night went in the best of 7 series with Trenton coming out on top. They returned to Trenton Saturday night for game 2. And that's going on Saturday, as is Fan Appreciation Night with the Belleville Senators. It's their final home game of their regular season. They're going to be in action beginning at 7, but with so much more going on before that, with it being Fan Appreciation Night, because we had to then check in with David Foote to get all the details, and he joined us this morning.
We're really excited for Fan Appreciation Day. It's going to be similar to what we did last season and at the start of this season. Fans can arrive real early by normal standards. Players will start showing up around 3:30 or 4 for the red carpet, so the guys will come through the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center lobby. They'll sign some autographs, take some pictures, and you get a chance to see your favorite players up close and personal. And then after that, there's a bunch of stuff happening in the gym at the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center. There's a 45-minute magic show, games, coloring, other types of activities like that. And then before you know it, it'll be game time, and it'll be a pretty important one for the Sens against the Cleveland Monsters.
That's right. Now, season ticket holders, who's going to be dropping the puck?
Yeah, we're actually going to be doing our player awards. So we'll be having, I think, some of our corporate partners dropping the puck and presenting our most valuable player, our top defenseman, Rookie of the Year. All those awards will be presented pregame, and I believe it'll be some of our corporate partners who will be doing that for us.
Nice. Now, we were there last year for Fan. It was a lot of fun, and to see the players, they were all really, really great. My kids didn't get it right away because we went down to get autographs, and a few of the guys came out, like just 3 or 4 of them were out there. So they got their autographs. Well, then a few more came out, so they had to go back in line to see the other guys, and then a few more came out, and I'm like, no, just stay in line, guys. Like, don't keep coming back and forth. Because they do. They all come out and say hi, and they're all very gracious. And it always blows my mind because they're so big on the ice. Yeah. And then to see them standing there all dressed up. And as we heard, you dress well, you play well. That's what we kept hearing time and time again.
Look good, play good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You said it snuck up on you, or I'm glad you said that, how the end of the season snuck up. It kind of feels that way, David, with Fan Appreciation being this weekend. And I know we're into April. It kind of feels like, wow, we're nearing the end of the regular season already.
Yeah, and of course, the season's not done. The Sens are still in playoff contention heading into the week, so that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, you get so deep into things, and in October, and then next thing you know, here we are, and it's April, and the snow is melting, and it doesn't feel like time for hockey anymore. But it still is for at least a couple more weeks here, and hopefully longer if the guys can pull it together and maybe go on a surprise run here. You never know.
Saturday night is, again, Fan Appreciation Night to wrap up the final regular season home date for the Belleville Senators. Good seats still available, David?
Absolutely they are. Ticketmaster.ca, or one of your last chances in the regular season to cash in on some of the promo offers that you can check out at BellevilleSens.com.
Thank you so much to David for joining us. Fan Appreciation Night, always a good time. We went last year, and it was, as you heard, it is a lot of fun. They put a lot of work into it, and it's a great way for the fans to get that much closer to the Belleville Sens, and for the Sens themselves to meet all the wonderful fans. It is going to be tough, though. I don't know what we're going to do between the Belleville Sens final home game of the regular season, Fan Appreciation, and Trenton and Wellington meeting up this Saturday. I don't know how we're going to fit both in. I really want to. It's tough. It's really tough. But if that's the problem we have this weekend, I'll take it. Now, along with hockey, of course, a lot of Easter egg hunts will be taking place as well, including the 20th annual Battawa Lions Club Easter egg hunt. It is back, so you can check that out. And we have our own Easter egg hunt here with 95.5. If you log on to our website over the weekend, beginning tomorrow, 955hitsfm.ca, our excellent online Easter hunt. Watch for our Easter eggs hidden throughout the website. When you spot one, click on it. You could win a $50 Quinte Mall gift card and some sweet swag from the Babes of Quinte podcast for playing along this Easter weekend. So lots going on, lots to do. You have no excuse not to get out and enjoy. And trust me, the weather is going to be beautiful. So enjoy your Easter long weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday with Mark and Charity Mornings.